One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Good afternoon po. For the first question, what is teaching multi-grade classes?
Based on what your professor said, it is simply a teacher teaching different levels of students, different grade levels of students. Did I answer your question?
Sir, what do you think is the cause of these teachers teaching in a multi-grade
Okay.
classes?
Based on what your professor said again. Alright? It's simply the lack of teachers, most especially in the provinces. Okay? I noticed that when I was in Aklan, there was this school, so chaotic, no electricity. Okay? A teacher is teaching grades 1 and 2 in a single classroom. Hati sila. Yeah.
So, sir, for the next question, for that observation, what do you think is the advantages and disadvantages of multi-grade?
Advantages, well, on the part of the teacher, it saves schedule. You know, you'll be teaching 2 grades at the same time, no? Disadvantage, ayun nga, since that these are 2 different levels, naturally, you will have to prepare 2 different preparations. So, it depends on the teacher whether she can carry out the 2 levels when just one schedule. That's the question.
So,
Okay.
last question, sir. Which do you prefer? The multi-grade teaching or the regular teaching that we have?
Siyempre, okay, based on
Personally, yes.
based on my experience, I prefer yung, ano sinabi ko yung ulit?
Regular.
Yung regular. Kasi, like for example, 2% 2% 2 is different from 2% 1. Okay, so, separate kayo. Although it's the same subject matter, pero, it has a different treatment. Okay? So, it's the same thing also. If I'm teaching grade 1 lang. Pag grade 2, grade 2 lang. Okay? Hindi hati ang attention ko.
Separate grade.
Separate. Okay? So, the answer there is kailangan mayroong teachers pa.
So, there, sir. That's all.
Morning, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
We're here to conduct an interview about multi-grade level teaching or classes. First question, for you, what is multi-grade level teaching?
Let's just use the term multi-level. So when we say multi-level in a classroom, there is diversity in terms of age and grade level of the students.
What do you think is the reason behind this?
There could be many reasons, but based from my experience being a Montessori teacher wherein there is a multi-level of groupings inside the classroom, the ages of children that I catered to were from 3 years old up to 9 years old. Advantage would be for the schools, it would help them save classroom. So imagine in a classroom, you'll be having whole class of different levels instead of having only 10 students in a classroom for kinder and around 5 students for preparatory. You could have them all together in one classroom.
And what do you think is the disadvantage of this?
Disadvantage. Let's go first in terms of advantage. Okay? Advantage for the students, it's you could really observe the developmentally appropriate practices since it's a multi-level. So you have to consider their ability age. What are the things they are capable of doing based on their age, based on their skills, based on their knowledge. And also there would be diversity in the classroom in terms of culture, in terms of language, religion, financial status. So that is going to be a very good breeding ground of knowledge for the students. So they will be able to learn the culture and language of their other students. It's going to be really more advantageous on the part of the students. And the advantage also in terms of older students could be used or utilized as leaders. So they could be this mini assistants for the younger students. Once they're done with their work, then they could help the teacher in teaching or guiding their younger classmates. This advantage, it's going to be tedious on the part of the teacher, since the diversity in the age calls for differentiated instruction and also individualized instruction. Whatever activities you gave for a 3-year-old would not be that appropriate for a 6-year-old student. So, in other words, it's going to be, it would call for a more preparation in terms of instructional materials and preparing lessons for the teacher.
For the last question, which do you prefer, the multi-grade teaching or the traditional way that you have?
It depends on the kind of teacher you are. If you are more of it to a traditional way of teaching, so you would prefer the one teacher, the rest of the students doing the same work, like sort of the sage on the stage. But if you're the progressive type of teacher, you would prefer the other one, which is the multi-level. Being a special ed educator and in a special education setting, you really need to cater to students of different age level, not only in terms of their biological age, but in terms also of their ability age. So in a classroom, I could have all 9-year-old kids, all of their age, let's say all of them are of 9-year-old, but their ability and cognitive stage would be of, others would be of level for grade 3, others would be of for level of grade 5. So even though they all have the same age, biological age, they differ in terms of their ability and cognitive age. So that itself is already diversity or multi-level. And the multi-level approach would really be more appropriate for kids with special needs, because you will be considering the skills they have based on their ability and cognitive age. So there would be a proper match, or the teaching and learning experience would be parallel. And if that would happen in a classroom, we can be sure of a positive and effective learning would occur.
That's all.
Oh, okay.
So good afternoon, ma'am. We're here to interview you regarding the multi-grade classes. So for the first question, for you, what is teaching multi-grade classes?
Teaching multi-grade classes will mean 2 grade levels or 3 grade levels in one classroom. So there is one teacher for these 3 levels. Let's say one will be grade 1, for example, one is grade 2. Usually it will just be 2. It will be very difficult to have one more. Okay.
So did you experience teaching multi-grade classes?
No, I did not experience teaching multi-grade level classes. However, I have the experience to observe multi-grade level classes. I believe in Osmeña High School, I was able to observe a class like that.
So ma'am, for that observation, what can you consider the advantages and disadvantages of teaching multi-grade classes?
Advantages. I see more of the other side, no? But if you will think of advantages, at least it can accommodate the public school children who need to go to school. And then you will have a teacher who maybe, I really don't know, who is paid for one class but teaching two classes. I don't really know if that is how they are paid, but that's the way I see it. No? That because I am teaching the same 40 minutes, therefore that's two classes but one hour. So that is how I will see it. No, maybe with the children, again I say maybe, I have no basis. It develops their skill in writing, in artwork, or whatever it is, because while the teacher is talking to one class, then they have to keep quiet and do something else. So maybe it can also develop their reading skills, their love for reading, and all those things. Okay. So that could be it.
So, ma'am, what do you prefer? Multi-grade teaching, or what we have that the typical?
Of course, I will definitely, it's going to be a regular class. But if it cannot be helped, then we go to multi-level. No? But definitely, regular classes, or the traditional way of only having one, will be better. It's like saying also morning shift, afternoon shift. It would be nice to have one only for the whole day, one section only. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. So,
That's all?
yes, ma'am. Thank you
Okay.
for
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3,
Kahirapan ay isa sa mga dahilan kung bakit bulok ang sistema ng Pilipinas. Sa Sa napakaraming rason, katulad ng kawalan ng disiplina, katamaran, walang takot sa Diyos, kasakiman, pagkamakasarili, at ang tinuturing na pinakamatinding rason sa lahat, ang kawalan ng importansya sa edukasyon. Ika nga ng ating pambansang bayani na si Jose Rizal, ang kabataan ay pag-asa ng bayan. Pero paano? Saan? At kailan magaganap kung ang namulatan ng kabataan ay isang masamang mundong magbubukas sa kanilang kamalayan sa maling panahon?
Di ba pag sinabing kabataan na yung pag-asa ng bayan, parang nawawala na siya. Parang gusto ko i-prove sa sarili ko na yung kabataan nga pag-asa ng bayan. Imbis na mag-computer ako, imbis na maggala, iubusin ko na lang yung oras ko sa pagtulong dun sa mga batang nangangailangan.
Salamat sa kabataan ng Cavite City na nagtatag ng isang samahan upang mabago ang kinalakihang maling tingin ukol sa mga kabataan ngayon. Ang Dynamic Teen Company o DTC ay isang pribadong organisasyon na nagnanais makatulong sa mga batang maaari pang maisagip ang landas sa pamamagitan ng tamang pagtuturo. Ang DTC ay itinatag noong 1997 ng 4 na kabataan. Isa na dito si Mr. Efren Peña Florida Jr. o Kuya F kung siya'y tawagin. Siya ay 16 na taong gulang pa lamang nung nabuo ang DTC. Ito ang mga kariton na sina Kari, Tony, at Trio. Ito ang kanilang ginagamit upang turuan ang mga bata. Ang Kariton Program ay isa sa tinuturing na pinakamatagumpay na alternative learning system sa bansa. Ito ay umiikot sa 4 na lokasyon kung saan sila nagtuturo. Sa dump site, sa himlayan o sa sementeryo, sa palengke at sa Badjao area. Dito ay may mga kabataan na nagboboluntaryo upang magturo. Ngunit anong dahilan bakit sila nagboluntaryo sa organisasyon na ito?
Ano po, kasi po gusto ko po makatulong po sa kapwa ko po. Kasi po natuturuan ko naman po yung mga bata katulad ko po dati. Para po makatulong po ako sa kapwa ko. Dahil po, noon po, tinuruan po ako dati po ako tinuturuan. Nung noon, naramdaman ko po na safety pala makatulong sa kapwa ko.
Para po sa akin, yung pag-volunteer po, sharing what you have po kasi, di ba? Kasi po sa amin, hindi naman po kami nagbibigay ng material things sa mga bata. Ang ibinibigay lang po talaga namin sa kanya yung knowledge, tsaka yung love po dun sa learning. So, sa amin po kasi yung pagiging volunteer namin, yung pagtuturo namin sa mga bata na kung ano yung mga natutunan po din namin sa school po. Tsaka, hinahatid po namin sa kanila yung education na hindi po nila kayang puntahan, hindi po nila kayang pumasok sa school. Sila po talaga yung target namin, yung mga bata.
Sa ganitong pamamaraan, nagdudulot ito ng kasiyahan sa mga voluntaryo, pati na rin sa kanilang mga tinuturuan.
Tatlong pantal. Hindi nakakalala din sa tatlong pantal. Naalala niyo yung kwento noon na nakwento na rin noon sa atin na yung tatlong hari na may dalawang regalo kay Kikat. Opo! Anong hari yung ginawa natin? Yan na kwento na yun. Yan parang review na lang sa atin. Yan, di ba?
masaya po ako sa pagiging volunteer kasi po bilang kabataan po parang yung mga, pag nakikita ko po yung mga estudyante namin na talagang natututo sila, parang na-uplift po yung heart namin sa pagtuturo. Kaya kahit po hindi po kami mag-computer, hindi lang po kasi yung dahilan ng pagkasaya po. Parang sa pamamagitan ng pagtuturo, maaaring po sumaya. Kaya po, ang saya po ng feeling pag yung mga estudyante, yung mga dating hindi marunong magsulat, ngayon po natututo na silang masulat dahil sa amin. Parang, hello, ang saya talaga ng feeling.
Kuya Jampon!
Jampon na naman? Iba naman.
Kuya Ring! Kuya Ring! Kuya Ring!
Sino dito napasok sa school? Anong school? Anong school? Xavier Center. Ilang taon? Sino dito? 4 years old? 4.
Ako kapatid ko!
5.
Ako!
5? 6.
Ako!
Ikaw, Rolando? 7. Kailan birthday nyo?
April 1.
April.
Ang kariton para sa kanila ay simbolo ng kahirapan at bayanihan. Sa kabila ng kasiyahan makapaglingkod sa mga kapwa nila bata, ay may kahirapan at kalungkutan din silang nararanasan. Ang mga miyembro ng DTC ay may lakas ng loob, pananampalataya sa Diyos at naniniwala na sa kanilang pamamaraan ay maging simula na mabawasan ang kamangmangan at makatulong sa ating bayan.
Ang gusto ko lang po iparating sa kanila, yun pong prinsipyo na wala pong pinipiling edad, kasarian o kasalipunan yung pagtulong. So, hindi po porket bata ka, porket yung edad mo ay hindi pa ganun, or porket hindi ka pa ganun kumikita, ay hindi ka na maaaring tumulong sa iyong kapwa.
Yun nga po, hindi rin po may iwasan yung mga tao na kahit maganda yung ginagawa namin or kahit ganito kaganda yung epekto ng ginagawa namin, andun pa rin yung naungatsa sila or sinabihan nila kami na ano yung dala yung kariton, basura ba yung laman yan. So, parang para sa amin po, paano masasabing basura yung isang kariton kung nagbibigay siya ng hope o ng pag-asa dun sa mga batang nakikita namin.
So, sana po kung yun po yung pagkakatiwala sa amin, siguraduhin po namin na yun po ay magpunta sa isang magandang proyekto po at advokasya. Gayon din po, yung mga bata po, hindi po yun para sa amin, hindi po para sa mga bata tinuturuan po ng Kariton Class. Doon po sa mga gusto pong maghandog po ng tulong sa amin, sinisiguro po namin na mapupunta po siya para po yun sa welfare ng mga kabataan na tinutulungan po namin. Dahil ang main purpose po talaga namin is para matulungan din po yung kapwa namin kabataan dahil alam naman po natin yung reality po talaga na kung hindi po kikilos ang bawat isa at yung importansya po ng pagtulong ng bawat isa ay talagang kailangan. So, kahit sino pong individual, hindi po pinipilit wala pong pinipili ang pagtulong. Ang kailangan lang po natin, ipag-combine lang po at mag-cooperate lang po sa bawat isa. And yung gusto po natin mithiin, kung susumikapan po natin siyang gawin at kung ganyan din po sasamahan po natin siya ng pananampalataya, talagang magiging powerful po siya.
Una, hindi hadlang yung kahirapan para maisip ng paraan na tumulong sa iba. Diba? Pangalawa, hindi hadlang ang edad para makapagbigay ang wag sa lipunan. Pangatlo, of course, hindi kaya na nag-iisa ng isang tao lang. Yung isang bagay na gusto natin makamit na malaki. Kailangan ng pagkakaisa ng bayanihan. At pangapat, kahit ordinary lang yung tao, ordinary at simple lang nung ginagawa natin. Yung mga bagay na akala natin parang baliwala lang, yung mga mabubuting bagay na ginagawa natin. Mga simpleng ito yung nagpapakita ng pagiging bayani natin. Dahil sa bawat isa sa atin, sa bawat tuwa natin, may bayani na katapusan. Unahin natin yung kapakanan ng iba, higit sa kapakanan ng sa yun ang bayani.
Salamat sa'yo, Kuya F. Mula sa'yo at ng K4 program, ang mga batang ito ay nagkaroon ng pag-asa na makamit ang kanilang kinabukasan. Tulungan natin sila kung sila ang rason upang mapalapit ang edukasyon sa mga batang kapuspalad. Tayo naman ang rason upang maipagpatuloy pa nila ang kanilang mga nasimulan.
27 kasi? Iyan! Nasa ko na! 5, dadagdagan natin ang 2. 5, dadagdagan ng
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.